Iron Lords Podcast, Lord King David here with Lord Addict. We're talking about Capcom's new sci-fi thriller game, Pragmatic. Addict, you got me into this thing. You pulled the strings.
Yeah, cool. See, we got emails for other stuff, but when it comes to this particular title, we didn't get invited to it at first. So I popped up there. I was like, "Yo, when can we play this?" Like, come back Monday. Well, guess what? I came back Monday. And they're like, "Yeah, see, it's noon." And then not only did that, I was like, "Can you bring another person in?"
He didn't just pop up alone. He popped up with friends.
So, me and King was able to play 20-minute early access demo. One thing I will say about this is this game plays entirely different the way you think in your head. It's not the way they present it is accurate, but you're not thinking it's going to play the way you're looking at it because it plays different when you're actually playing.
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. This is the first action game that uses every button on that controller. Every button, but while you're playing. You know how sometimes you pull it up, you got to pull up a menu and you got to use your D-pad to figure it out. Well, imagine now.
You're using a section of the controller at a time.
Exactly, right? This hand is doing something while this hand is doing something as well, but you're utilizing every side on the left side, every button on the left side, and every button on the right in the middle of combat. Now, the combat is multi-layered. Right? So you can have stuff happening on the floor, you can have stuff happening in the middle, and you can have stuff flying in the sky.
And
now
it's multi-layered on you as a person because
yes,
you're having to manage him walking around. I think his name's Han.
No, his name is Hugh.
Hugh. And then there's a little girl that is on your shoulder.
I'm calling her Megan 3.
Yeah, her whole point is to just find weaknesses on people you're fighting. And it feels a good chemistry between them. I believe we played the beginning of the game. I couldn't really tell you whether or not. We played the very first time these two people meet.
It's like a tutorial area, right? So this tutorial area is going to give you various different weapons that you're going to use in the game, and it's going to give you very different enemies that you're going to see in the game. You're going to give you a tank-like enemy, it's going to give you the regular enemy that you're going to see in the game, and it's going to give you a flying enemy that you're going to see in the game. So that's the three different levels that you're going to get in the game with three different weapons you're going to use. You're going to use the pistol, you're going to use the shotgun, and you're going to use the stasis.
The net, you can net people.
Yeah. Well, so, see, he got a chance to get the net.
It's not a physical. No,
you talk about the stasis. The stasis.
It's called a net.
Okay, no, the gun is called stasis gun, but it puts some in the net.
But no, the gun itself was called a stasis net.
Oh, okay, cool. So both.
Essentially, it shoots this it's not a traditional net where you would think where you're shooting people and it's like wrapping them around. It puts this physical net data electricity around the map.
Stasis bubble.
And if it's not just one person. Any of them go near that thing and your pinky gets in it. It's freezing the whole Android.
Right. So and then you get a chance to get past their defenses. Now, I don't want to give too much on how you get past their defenses because that's the funniest part in it. You can see people fumbling around with it because you have to look at all aspects of the screen. I think this is where the last generation cannot compete, right? This game is moving in a full 3D space, graphically intense, very intense. I asked him what console we was playing on. We was playing on a PlayStation 5 base. It looked phenomenal.
And what I really appreciate this is because they're putting so much stuff in the game. You have the hacking mechanic, which we'll talk about here in a minute, and then not only that's going on, you have to determine where you're on the map. Map awareness is crazy.
Yep.
You have to really rely on your senses because people will be coming from behind you, and you don't got time to look because you were looking at the hacking mechanic. Now they can take damage, so let's just get in the hacking mechanic. So essentially, it is a half and half gameplay where you're moving around with him and you're hacking certain enemies with her. Well, all of the enemies that I've seen so far.
Right.
And they take damage without hacking them. But they take significant amount of more damage with hacking them. And what I appreciate about this is they actually have a lot of mechanics in the hacking itself. So for those of you that's played there's been stuff like GTA where you have to put circles around stuff. It's pretty much a grid that you go left, right, up, down.
He was talking about his Tetris. He's crazy.
Yeah. So there'd be blue little icons on the map. There'll be I think blue, green, and then there's yellow. And yellow pretty much makes whatever you do stronger. And if you get all the blues, and the one yellow and the green, you can pretty much one shot stuff.
What was the Ubisoft game and you was hacking? What was that called?
The Watcher.
No. You know what I'm talking about, right? Anybody out there that knows exactly what we're talking about, correct us, right? Okay, so I did that on purpose so you don't say it's old man brain, it's young man brain too. Gotcha. Anyway, Watch Dogs. See, he did it faster than me. Anyway, so it's like that, right? Where you're hacking while you're doing stuff, but she's hacking, and it's different. They found a way to make it work while in the middle of combat. Now, I did say this while I saw the game. It looked like Kojima inspired, right? And I felt like when I first saw Death Stranding, I thought it would be more of an action game. Capcom understood that probably assignment for me, and this is so much of an action game where some movie elements left into it when you get to cutscenes and stuff like that. But it ended on a giant mech, and Attic finishes his demo, and he runs over to me, and he's over my shoulder. Go here.
Yeah, because at that point,
go here.
You only got 20 minutes, and they cut you out. And I wanted him to see the end of that demo.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you got like 3 minutes, and you got 2 floors to get through.
Yeah, and so it's multi-layered. Like I said, you have a jetpack. So when you fall off of stuff, you must hover, or you're going to take fall damage. And you can use your jetpack to get across gaps. Probably one of the most anticipated games I got coming from Capcom besides Omnimusha, right? This game, I saw it a long time ago. I was interested then. Now to see what it is after demoing it, I felt that this hacking, shooting at the same time mechanic is going to give the game longevity, because once it becomes innate, you start to move through the board well.
This is the type of game, because like I said, it really relies on knowing where you are on the map, knowing who's there. Because there'll be some times where I'm focusing on hacking and I'm shooting at the same time, and I hear someone behind me, and that was the only way I knew they were behind me. So I appreciate this is the type of game that I can see people copying to a huge degree going forward.
Yes. So this new mechanic will definitely be copied later, but right now,
maybe even by other Capcom games.
Yeah, this is the only one that's doing it in this space to this level and this degree.
It's like a mini game every fight.
Yeah, it is. Because if you can get a chance to get the shield,
and the yellow,
you get that, and you get some blues.
And that's all we saw. I'm sure there's more mechanics to that in the game.
Could you imagine, like, you can get electricity one?
Yeah,
because I was shooting them in different spots. The weak spots open up. I was shooting them in different weak spots.
Yeah. So, Pragmatic, man. I think.
Pragmatic.
I definitely Iron Lord approved. I enjoyed that.
100%. I want to thank Attic for being as bullish as he is to get us into places that we needed to be.